Hello everyone, I am Sarita Rawat, Assistant Professor, School of Pharmacy, Suresh Kyan Vihar University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Today we will study our next lecture of pharmacology, and today's our topic is sexually transmitted disease, STD or venereal diseases. So, learning objective of today's lecture included introductions to STDs, type of STDs, classification of STDs, classification of the drug that are used in STD, and the drug of choice for various STDs disease. Now, the learning outcomes of today's lecture is upon the completion of this lecture, you are able to know about the types, symptoms, the range of drugs that are used in STD, and also you are able to report the clinical applications, side effect, toxicities, and the drug used in STDs, and the various treatment principles used for STDs. Now, coming to the most important part, the introductory parts. So, the group of communicable diseases in which sexual contact is the most important mode of transmissions that spread the STDs, and the importance is increasing incidence worldwide, and the cost and difficulties in the treatment of the disease and their complications are very difficult, and it is socio-economic problems as well as behavioral one, since it is linked to the addictions, low level of religious and values, and increase the ages of marriage, etc. Now, talking about the disease of STDs, which is caused by various kind of microorganisms. So, it involves viral infections by virus, bacteria, parasites, and fungal. So, the virus that involves in the STD disease are AIDS, genital herpes simplex virus, genital warts, then the bacteria that cause the sexually transmitted disease are syphilis, gonorrhea, non-gonorrheal urethritis, chancroid, non-specific vaginitis, and granuloma inguinale. Then the parasites that involved in the sexually transmitted disease are trichomoniasis vaginitis and urethritis, scribiosis, pedioculus pubis. Then the fungal disease that are caused by the fungal in STDs are vaginal thrust, vulvovaginitis, and vaccinolisis. Now we will start from the syphilis. So that is the bacterial STD disease. So it is a worldwide disease affecting mainly the age group from 15 to 39, and recently it was found to be increasing day by day. Now, the causative organism of syphilis included the spirochete and Treponema pallidum, and it is delicate and is rapidly killed by the drying, high temperature, and disinfections and soap and water. Talking about its treatment, so reservoir is the main untreated case is infectious during the 1 and 2 stages of the disease, and usually for 2 to 4 years, but excludes of the skin and the mucous membrane it can cause, and the blood and the body fluid, and semen, saliva, vaginal, cervical discharge can happen, and it is used about 3 weeks for 3 weeks. When we talk about the transmission, so the contact with the open lesions, sexual content, most important mode of the transmission of the syphilis, and also by kissing and the contact with the body, baby having congenital syphilis, then the contact with the contaminated articles, then the congenital infection, so it is transplacental for the fourth month till the delivery and not before because tapeworm cannot pass the placental barrier. And the incurations of the infections included contaminated blood and the body fluids and contaminated syringes, needles, and blood transfusions. Now, talking about the syphilis, it is congenital and acquired. It may be of two types. So, when we talk about the congenital syphilis, so it is transmitted from the mother to the child in uterus. Then it is early first 2 years of life, or it show its symptoms in the later period or in within the 2 years of the life. Then, when we talk about the acquired, that is transmitted through the sex or blood transfusion. So, it is classified into two categories: the early syphilis and the late syphilis. So, late syphilis is territorially, and the when we talk about the early syphilis, so it is categorized into the primary, secondary, and early latent. Then the late syphilis is characterized as neurological, cardiovascular, glucomatous, and late latent. Now, talking about the natural history of syphilis, the course of untreated syphilis. So, it is by in 9 to 90 days the exposure can happen, and then the 6 week to 6 month the primary syphilis can occur, and then the first 2 years the secondary syphilis and early latent syphilis can occur, and in the 2 years or to a lifetime. So, spontaneous cure 30% may be needed, and the latent syphilis is 30% of all, and in that the Goma syphilis is 40% and neurosyphilis is 12% and cardiovascular syphilis is 14%. Now, talking about the distribution of the organisms, so as you can see, it is like very spread into the CSF, brain, then eye, ear, and then liver, and the kidney and skin. So the secondary syphilis is mostly involved in all these organs. Now, talking about the primary syphilis in detail, so it is a chancre at the portal of entry and frame injured the panels and the highly infectious ulcer. So it can cause the painless and highly infectious ulcer, as you can see, the primary syphilis, and it enlarge the lymph node and spontaneously disappear without the treatment after 4 to 6 weeks. Now, when we talk about its secondary symptoms, so it is generalized with the skin rashes and patchy lesions of mucous membrane can occur, especially in the mouth, as you can see in this diagram. And the involvement of the other part of the body can also be occur, and spontaneously it disappear within the weeks or months, followed after a latent period of years by the third stage. Now, the late symptomatic syphilis. So, it is reappearance of the symptoms and which is characterized by the occurrence of neuro and cardiovascular syphilis and of the characteristics lesions involving the different part of the body. As you can see, it is involving in the nose and the tertiary syphilis and also in the gloma. So, as you can see, this is very worsened conditions. Then, when we talk about its diagnosis, so the history, we have to check the history and clinical picture of the patient, and the lab investigation involve the demonstration of the organism in excludes of the lesions by dark field microscopic examination. So, as you can see in this picture, so this is the picture of dark field examination of the bacteria. Now, the next test we have to do is serological test. So, it is a triphenomal test, non-specific test, and it is used for the screening, for example, Wassermann reactions, that we also call WR, and venereal disease research laboratory test, VDRL, and the high false positive. So positive should be confirmed by the specific test. So the mostly the Vidal test and WR test is followed for its diagnosis, serological testing, and Triponymal test is also specific tests that are used in treponema antigens. For example, fluorescent treponema antibodies observations test is also used for the diagnostic purpose. Now, the prevention from the disease is a general, we have to take a general measure or a specific measure. So, for the general measure of prevention, so avoid of the sexual promiscuity and the health education to increase awareness among the patient, and the religious and social guidelines, especially to the youth, also can be given, and then convenient family life and supervisions of the youth is required, and suitable places for leisure time and development of the hobbies and talents can be developed. Socio-economic development and provide the facility of for marriage is also can be taken or applied to prevent from the syphilis. And then when we talk about its specific prevention, so chemoprophylaxis is required, and the one dose of 2.4 million units of the long-acting penicillin IM is given soon after the exposure to the bacteria. Now, early case is the early finding. When we talk about the early case finding, so during surgery and on the health appraisal and premarital and parental examinations, exam of the food handlers and blood donors, army recruiters, child nurses, and the suspected attendants of the medical services, diagnosis of congenital syphilis when the mother is syphilitic. So we can we can see these cases, and we can check every person's which which can have the syphilis conditions. Then the measure for the cases is notification confirm confidentially to the local health authority. Isolations not needed, but avoid the sexual contact till elimination of the infancy, and the disinfections not but precautions with the blood and body fluids. Now, the specific treatment for syphilis included the long-acting penicillin, which is in the dose of 2.4 million unit in a single dose by IM route. Then penicillin is in sensitive patient, doxycycline 100 mg twice daily for 14 days is required. Then re-examination after treatment is very specific and very necessary to detect the disease very particular. Now, the contact and congenital syphilis, So when we talk about the contact syphilis, so tracing and enlistment and the examination of the patient and the health education is also required. Surveillance is required. Chemoprophylaxis, one dose of 2.4 million units of the long-acting penicillin by IM route is, can be given. Then congenital syphilis included the serological testing and treatment, proper handling of the baby with the congenital syphilis with cutations to avoid the infection. So these are some precautionary measures that we can control the disease to spread. Now the next STD disease we have is gonorrhea. So, gonorrhea is an acute infectious STD, sexually transmitted disease, which can become chronic if neglected or if not treated on the time. It is caused by the causative agent for gonorrhea is gonococcus, which is known as Neisseria gonorrhea, and delicate gram-negative intracellular diplococcus that produces rapidly outside the body. So this is its characteristics. So as you can see in this picture, this is the microscopic examination of N. gonorrhoeae, Neisseria gonorrhoeae, which we also call gonococcus. So the reservoir for that is the man in case who is infectious for the months or years if not treated, while treatment eliminates the infections within the days. And it exits the discharge or infected mucous membrane, and it is transmitted by direct sexual contact only. And the treatment is given in the incubation period for the disease is 3 to 4 days. When we talk about its clinical picture, so it starts as an acute infection, and if not properly treated, it becomes very chronic. And in males, urethritis with the purulent discharge can occur, and in females, urethritis and or cervicitis with discharge may be seen. And arthritis and parencynitis, rectal infections, and septicemia, endocarditis, or meningitis may also occur with the both sexes. So these are some clinical symptoms that are seen in the person who are having gonorrhea disease. Now, as you can see, what are the symptoms? So these are some symptoms. The picture view of the symptoms, who the person who they are having gonorrhea. Now, coming to the diagnostic part. So how can we diagnose the syphilis? How can we diagnose the gonorrhea in the patient? So first, we have to take the history and the clinical picture of the patient. Then the lab investigation also included for acute case, demonstration of causative organism from film of pus taken from the cervix or urethra. Then for the chronic cases, serological tests such as a complement fixation test has been done. Then for the prevention of gonorrhea, oral penicillin 4 lakh IU unit just before as after the sexual exposure is taken. Now, when we talk about its treatment, so the case amoxicillin 3 gram orally as a single dose is taken, and for penicillin resistant stains, ceftriaxone 250 mg as a single dose is required. And when we talk about the re-examination, so the re-examination after treatment is also required. And the contact oral penicillin 4 lakh unit is required. Now the AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It is a life-threatening clinical condition that represents the late clinical of infections with HIV, which result in progressive damage to the immune and other organ system, especially the CNS, central nervous system. Now, the causative agent is human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, which is RNA virus. Two serologically and geographically distant types with the similar epidemiological characteristics, and the HIV-1 is found in America, Europe, and sub-Saharan Africa, and HIV-2 is found mainly in the West Africa states. And as you can see, this is the HIV virus, HIV, which include the HIV enzyme, HIV envelope, HIV capsid, HIV RNA, and HIV glycoproteins. Now, it has a specific affinity to T helper lymphocyte cells, causing their depletions. So, the first is the virus enter into the healthy person, then the virus destroy the white T cells and reproduce itself in the person's body. Then it attack to the immune system is broken down, and the cell cannot fight the infections again, and the AIDS has taken over at this stage, and the virus disease infects the person wholly. Now, mostly the reservoir for this is the man, and it exists in the blood and body fluid, that is in the semen, vaginal secretion, saliva, and tears. And the period of communicability is so long that infected person is alive, and incubation period is variable. About 50% of those infected develop AIDS about 10 years after infection. Now, when we talk about its mode of infection, so firstly, it can be transmitted by the sexual contact, and it is most important mode, especially homosexual and bisexually. Then also by the parenteral infections, that is contaminated syringes and needles, especially by the IV during abuses. And the contaminated blood transfusions is the another mode of transmissions, and the parental transmissions, 25 to 35% of infants born to infected mothers and infected before, during, or shortly after birth. Now, you can get HIV by unprotected sex, pregnancy, childbirth, and breastfeeding, injecting drugs, working in health, professional healthcare, and then blood transfusions and organ tissue transplants by infected persons. So these are some mode of transmission of HIV. Now, HIV is not transmitted by insect bite, toilet seats, by kissing, by sharing the cutlery, by touching the person. Now, when we talk about the non-specific manifestations about the HIV, so it can affect the various organ, like in lymph node, it swell the lymph node, and headache and difficulty in concentrating is the main reason, main symptoms. Then in skin, it can cause rashes, fever, night sweats. In digestive system, it can cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. In muscles, it can cause pain. In joints, it can cause pain. And in nails, thickening and curving of the nails are some other symptoms. And weight loss and fatigue are some common symptoms seen in the HIV patient. Now, the specific indicator disease is first is the opportunistic infection. So, pneumocystitis carinae pneumonia is the chronic cryptosporious CNS toxoplasmosis, and the neurological diseases include dementia or secondary neuropathy, and cancer, Kaposi sarcoma, and Hodgkin's lymphoma can be seen, and others like pulmonary or extrapulmonary tuberculosis. So these are some specific indicator disease that can be occur during HIV. Now, the opportunistic infections included in brain, it is a Cryptococcal meningitis toxo, that is the toxoplasmosis, and in eye CMV cytomegalovirus is seen, and in mouth and throat cold sore and ulcers thrush candiditis has been seen, and in lungs histoplasmosis PCB and tuberculosis has seen, and in stomach CMV, cytomegalovirus, and cryptosporius, and MAC, Mycobacterium avium complex has been seen, and in liver HCV, hepatitis C virus has been seen, and in the reproductive system genital ulcers, HPV, human papilloma virus, and cervical cancer, and menstrual problems has seen, and also the PID, pelvic inflammatory disease has seen, UTIs, and vaginal yeast infections and candidiasis can seen by the with HIV as a opportunistic infections. Now, talking, you can see the symptoms very easily in this picture. So, these are some common symptoms of HIV. Now, for diagnostic purpose, the clinical picture we have to see, then the laboratory, we have to go for the laboratory diagnosis, then the serological test for HIV antibody is required for like ELISA, then Western blot indirect immunofluorescence assays required, and PCR test to detect HIV antigen is required. Then, when we talk about its control, so the preventive measure included the health educations of youth about the disease and its mode of transmission is required. Increase religion rules to avoid the illegal sexual intercourse. Use disposal syringe and needle. Control of the drug abuse. Testing blood donors for HIV, and only screened blood and blood derivatives should be used. Proper sterilizations of the instrument and sharp object is required. Care in handling, using, and disposing needles and other sharp object is required. No tattooing or acupuncture should be followed, and no vaccinations or chemoprophylaxis is available yet. Now, when we talk about the measures for the case, so the case finding is done by screening of the health risk group, for example, male homosexuals, IV drug abusers, sexual partners of infected person, patient taking rapid blood transfusions as hemophilics. Notifications for that is observed obligatory to the local health authority and the WHO. Then the isolation of HIV positive person is unnecessary and infected and unjustified. And concurrent disinfections of equipment contaminated with the blood or body fluid and with the excretions and secretions visibly contaminated with the blood and body fluids. Now, when we talk about the treatment of opportunistic disease that complicated the HIV infection, so antiretroviral it is complex and involving a combinations of the drug and resistance will rapidly appear if a single drug is used. And the drug are toxic and the treatment must be lifelong. A successful treatment is not a cure, although it results in uh, suspensions of the viral replications. So the HIV post-exposure prophylaxis. So to be effective, PEP should begin as soon as possible, and to be effective, it should begin with 30 days or 72 hours of exposure. To start PEP, consult your nearest HIV clinic. PEP medications may have the serious side effect in some people, hence may be difficult to finish and complete the courses. PEP consists of taking 2 to 3 drugs for 28 days and they may be available as a single pill regimen. And PEP is not 100% effective, so there are no guarantees that after PEP you will not become HIV positive. Taking antiretroviral medicine within 72 hours after an HIV exposure may reduce the risk of HIV infections by more than 80%. PEP post-exposure prophylaxis PEP treatment can be assessed through your doctor, emergency room, urgent care clinic, or HIV clinic. Start the PEP treatment within 72 hours of being exposed and follow the prescribed treatment for 28 days. Check back with your doctor after treatment and get tested regularly. Also, the patient and their sexual partners should not donate the blood, plasma, organs for the transplantations, tissue cells, semen for artificial inseminations, or breast milk for the human milk banks. Now, measures for the contacts. So, notifications of the contact are source of infections. The infected patient should ensure the notification of the sexual and needle sharing partner wherever it is possible. Screening of the contact for HIV infections. Health education is required. No vaccination or chemoprophylaxis is there, and WHO recommended immunizations of asymptomatic HIV infected children with the EPIs, expanded program immunizations vaccines. Those who are asymptomatic and should not receive BCG vaccines. Live measles, mumps, rubella, and polio vaccines are recommended for all HIV infected people. Now, this is all about your sexually transmitted disease, STDs, and their cure. Now, we have concluded some common questions regarding the STDs. So, the questions included the true and false and some explanatory questions. So, the first question is, what questions do they ask at an STD test to the doctor? And what are 3 STD symptoms? What is the most common STDs caused by the bacteria? What is the most common sexually transmitted infections? What's the worst STDs you can have? What are the signs of STD in a woman has seen? How many sexually transmitted infections are acquired every day? Understand STIs can lead to severe complications such as infertility and ectopic pregnancy and death. Pregnant mother with sexually transmitted infections can transmit the infections to their unborn child or during childbirth? So you have to answer that, is this fine, like true or false? And you can prevent acquiring an STDs by using a condom correctly and consistently. So these are some questions that which include true and false and the explanatory measures. So you can easily answer these questions while going through the lecture very briefly. Then reference for today's lecture included Basic and Clinical Pharmacology by Bartram G. Cadgan's 12th edition, Essential of Medical Pharmacology by K.D. Tripathi 6th editions, Lippincott Modern Pharmacology with Clinical Applications, Color Atlas of Pharmacology, second editions. You can definitely check out these references for further knowledge. So we will go through a quick review of the whole lecture what we have studied today. So you can answer these questions very easily and you can recall everything very easily. So we have started the by the introduction part. So the group of communicable disease in which sexual contact is the most important mode of transmissions that are known as sexually transmitted disease. And why it is important to read about it, to know about it. So it increasing the incident of worldwide of the sexually transmitted disease. So it is very important to know and to get a knowledge about this disease and the cost and the difficulties in the treatment of the disease and their complications. So we have to know about it. It is a socio-economic problem as well as behavioral one, since it is linked to the addiction and low level of religious values and increased ages of marriage, etc. So we have to know about the STDs very deeply. Now, talking about the disease that are caused by the that are involved in STDs, so they are caused by various microorganisms which include virus, bacteria, fungi, parasites, and they can cause very different disease. By the virus, the disease that are caused which involve in the STDs are AIDS and then genital herpes simplex virus, genital warts, and the bacteria infections that involved in STDs are syphilis, gonorrhea, non-gonorrheal urethritis, then cancoid, non-specific vaginitis, then granuloma, inguinal. So these are the where we can see that the bacteria are more responsible for the STD. So we have lots of disease that can be caused by the bacteria in the STDs. And talking about the parasites which can cause the STDs are scabies and pediculosis pubis and trichomoniasis vaginitis and urethritis. Then talking about the fungal infections, so fungal thrust and valvovisitis and the balanitis are the some examples. So, talking about the most common disease, syphilis, that can be caused by the bacteria. It is a worldwide disease affecting mainly the age group of 15 to 39 8 years, and recently it was found to be increasing day by day. Now, the causative agent for syphilis is the spirochete and Trionema pallidum, and it is delicated as it is rapidly killed by drying, high temperature, disinfections, and soap and water. So the reservoir for the syphilis is mainly the main and untreated case in infectious during the first and second stages of disease, and usually for 2 to 4 years. and it exists in the excludes of skin's mucous membrane, blood, bloody fluids like body fluids like semen, saliva, vaginal, cervical discharge. Incubation period of syphilis is about 3 weeks. Now, when we talk about its transmission, so it can be transmitted by contact with the open lesions, like by sexual contact, by kissing, and contact with the body, baby having congenital syphilis, contact with the contaminated articles. Then when we talk about the congenital infection, so transplacental from the fourth month till the delivery, and also the inoculations infections, contaminated blood by the contaminated blood and body fluid, so contaminated by the contaminated syringes, needles, and blood transfusions. So when we talk about the syphilis, so it can be of two types, congenital and acquired. Congenital is then already classified into two types, early and late. So early can be occur in the first 2 years of life, and the acquired is classified into two categories, early syphilis and late syphilis. So early syphilis included primary, secondary, and early latent, and the late syphilis is classified, or it is also known as tertiary syphilis. So it is classified as neurological, cardiovascular, glomerular, and late latent phase. Now we have already talked about the syphilis distribution of the organisms that involved. Then the primary syphilis characteristics, and then secondary syphilis characteristics. Then we talk about the late symptom syphilis, symptomatic syphilis. So it can be very worsened conditions. The appearance of the symptoms and characterized by the occurrence of neuro and cardiovascular syphilis, and of the characteristics lesions that involved in different part of the body. Also, the diagnostic of syphilis involved the history and clinical features of the patient, and the dark field microscopy also involved. Then the serological test, WRL test and Vidal test is also required. Then for the prevention of the syphilis, so general measure and specific measure can be taken. So in general measure, avoidance of the sexual promiscuity and health educations to increase the awareness, religious and social guidelines, especially to the youth. Convenient family life and the supervisions of the youth is required. Also, when we talk about the specific treatment prevention, so chemoprophylaxis is required. One dose of 2.4 million units of long-acting penicillin IM is required soon after the exposure. So when we talk about specific treatment, so long-acting penicillin 2.4 million unit in a single dose IM is given. Penicillin and sensitization doxycycline 100 mg twice daily for 14 days is given, and re-examinations after treatment is required. Now we have talked about the gonorrhea. So it is an acute infectious STDs which can become chronic if neglected. And gonococcus is the causative agent for it. And the incubation period is almost 3 to 4 days, and the transmission is by the direct sexual contact only. When we talk about its clinical picture, so in female it can cause urethritis and purulatent discharge, and in females it can cause urethritis and cervicitis with the discharge. Now, its diagnostic include history and clinical picture, lab investigations. Preventions included oral penicillin 4 lakh unit. Treatment include for the case amoxicillin 3 gram orally as a single dose. Penicillin resistant stains, if we can use ceftriaxone 250 mg as a single dose, and re-examinations after the treatment also required. And if the person is only contact with the patient, so oral penicillin 4 lakh IU required. Now, the next disease that is very common is AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It is a life-threatening and clinical conditions that represent the late clinical stages of the infections with HIV and which result in progressive damage of the immune and organ systems, especially the CNS. And the causative agent for HIV is human immunodeficiency virus, which is the RNA virus, and two serologically and geographically distinct type with similar epidemiological characteristics we have. So first one is HIV-1 and second one is HIV-2. And HIV-1 is found in the America, Europe and Southern Africa. And the HIV-2 is found in mainly in West Africa. So the incubation period is a variable. About 50% of those infected develop HIV about 10 years after the infections, and mode of infections by the sexual contact, parental infections and parental transmissions. And non-specific manifestation in lymph node, it can cause swelling, respiratory dry cough, pneumonia, sore throat, joint pain, weight loss and fatigue, nail thickening and digestive system nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. In screen, it can cause rashes, fever. And specific indicator disease, opportunistic infections can occur, neurologic disorder can occur, cancer, and then others like pulmonary or extrapulmonary tuberculosis. It can also cause opportunistic infections in brain, eye, lung, stomach, liver, and reproductive system. Then the diagnostic include the clinical pictures, laboratory diagnostic, PCR test, HIV antigen test, ELISA test. Control involved the prevention measure is used disposable syringe, control the drug abuse, care the handling using disposal of shaft objects. Also, the treatment involved, it is very complicated, but antiretroviral viral treatment can be started. So this is all about your STD disease, and we have already covered the main STD disease. So you can easily, you can also follow the reference and know more about the STD. So thank you for today's lecture. Thank you for kindly listening to me.